Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Tacomaholic Q&A. Today we'll be talking about rims, tigers, and bears. Oh my! Okay, first up, we are going to start with a general question that I get asked all the time, and that is, what kind of rims do I have? These are the Pro Comp 51 series. They are steelies, and mine in particular, the specs are 16 by 8, so 16-inch rim, 8 inches wide. They have 0 offset and 4.5 inches of back spacing. When I got mine, I actually got them through Wheelers Off-Road, and I think they're just like $65 or $70 a piece, and I think they look pretty great if you don't want to, blow the bank on rims. Don't want to get any huge flashy rims. These are certainly pretty cool looking. You can see for the truck, give it a nice black look if you want that black on black theme. Mine are just the gloss black. They do come in the gloss, matte, all kinds of different colors. So you do have a nice variety. There's also tons of different specs, so you can get them with positive or negative offset, different back spacing, obviously different rim sizes and widths. But like I said earlier, I did get mine through Wheelers, which they no longer sell them. I'm not sure why. Because it was nice, because the lug nuts did come with these. These are the lug nuts, I can't remember what they're called, but they're the kind, I think, conical head that center on the mounting points as you tighten them down, so that's kind of nice. If you are interested in picking up a set of these, I will go ahead and link below where you can find them on Amazon. And again, there's tons of different specs, so just make sure you get the ones you're actually looking for. Another general question I get a lot, especially lately, is people are curious what version of the Old Man Emu Dakars I have. There's a Dakar pack in there. You guys all know what a leaf pack looks like. So people are curious if I got the standard duty or the heavy duty Dakars. And I actually got my Dakars probably a few months before ARB stopped making these. These are the CS047R Dakars, and after I got mine, they came out with those standard and heavy duty ones, which are part numbers ELO95R and ELO96R respectively. So just in case, you can still get the Dakars I have, not through ARB though. It looks like you have to get them on Amazon or maybe eBay, places like that, because all of the regular manufacturers and distributors looks like they are selling the new standard duty and heavy duty versions. And a couple quick specs on those just in case you are curious. Both the new standard duty and heavy duty are supposed to give you 2.75 inches of lift, and the big difference being obviously standard duty, it's going to give you that lift if you are not carrying any weight around, and the heavy duty will give you that lift with up to 660 pounds on the back of your truck. So if you think you're gonna add any weight with like a rack like mine or a cap or anything heavier, rooftop tent, looks like the heavy duty are the way to go. But of course, if you get the heavy duty and you don't have any weight on there sitting on the springs, I would imagine the ride would be quite harsh. And an older question from Russ Summer, who asked what kind of seat covers I would actually recommend. And as you can tell right here, I do not have any seat covers yet for the front or the back. I am sort of looking around. It's not one of those high priority mods I'm looking at doing though, but eventually, you guys know me, I'll probably get it done. So I can't say specifically because I haven't tried any out, but it does seem like the Wet Oak holes are super popular on Tacoma World, and the Clasio seat covers, so I'm both looking at those. And I'm also looking at Cover Kings because the Wet Oak holes and the Clasios, they're definitely more expensive. Cover Kings, I want to say they're about half the price, but I don't think the fitment's quite as well, so definitely check out all those if you are looking to, change your seat covers out, give a little protection. I know you can get like the TRD engraved on the headrest. They have all different kinds of colors, and they look pretty cool. I know the install is sort of a pain sometimes getting them nice and tight, so if I end up getting some seat covers, you guys will definitely see what that's like firsthand. And next question from Brandon Nelson. I'm actually going to read it because it's about a paragraph. It says, in my manual it says to use 75W90 gear oil in the transfer case, and both differentials it says use 75W85 gear oil. So he's asking, can I just use 75W90 for both? He's having a hard time finding the 85 weight. And it's also very expensive, and he's found a great deal on like Mobile One and other brands. I could be wrong, but is 5 points on the second number going to make that much of a difference? So obviously I am not a mechanic, so you have to do what you think is right for your truck. I will say that personally, I and tons of other people on Tacoma World have used the 75W90 for the transfer case and front and rear diffs and have zero issues at all. There are people that have been doing that for the entire lifespan of their truck, over 100,000 miles, if not more, and zero issues. But again, the Toyota manual saying one thing, you might need to consider that. But the only place I actually found, because when I did my first change for all those, I was, went through the same thing. And the only place I found that sold the 75W85 weight was the Toyota dealership. And I can't remember the exact price, but that stuff was like $30 or $40 a quart, which is roughly 3 to 4 times more expensive than the 75W90 weight. So I am running, I think it's Mobile One 75W90 for all of my stuff, and I'm getting up on 50,000 miles probably in the next few months, so I will be doing all those fluid changes again with the 75W90. But again, for anything mechanical, maybe ask a pro mechanic, but that's what I'm doing personally, and it looks like a lot of other people are doing the same thing without any issues at all. And the next question comes from Carter Johnson, also an older question. What is your opinion on modding a Prerunner and not a 4-wheel drive? Is it even worth it? So first of all, I will never say don't mod a Tacoma, even if it's a base 5-lug, etc. I love modding Tacomas. I think you guys know that. The only thing more fun than modding my own truck is helping you guys mod your trucks and hopefully giving you a few ideas with some videos. So when you are modding a Prerunner, those are fun builds. If you see them with the long travel kits, with the wide fenders, I love that look. I think it looks wicked. Prerunners can be quite capable, in the 2-wheel drive, especially if you have the rear locker. So you can still have quite a lot of fun on trails you may think you might not be able to do. But of course, Prerunner, they're designed for more high speed, like desert jumps on, softer terrain that's more open. So just keep that in mind, but I definitely think modding a Prerunner is worth it. And the last question from Glenn Stock, who asks, has the weight of my steel skid plates hindered my truck performance in any way? So just in case you didn't know, hopefully you can see under here, I do have steel skid plates. I have the front IFS skid plate, a transmission skid plate right behind that, and then right here on the lower control arms, you can see I have Bay Area Metal Fab LCA skid plates, all of which are steel. So I would estimate the weight of all 3 of these skids together, maybe at 100 pounds. So that is adding 100 pounds to the weight of the vehicle, which of course, you add a little bit of weight, that is going to negatively affect your gas mileage, which I assume is the performance he's talking about. However, I will also say that all of these skid plates are completely flat on the bottom, so it makes it more aerodynamic as you go under the truck. Of course, if I get the mid skid and gas tank skid and all that, that's going to help out more. So I haven't really measured it yet, but I would assume or maybe guess that 100 pounds isn't that much weight to add to a truck for affecting gas mileage as far as something you're actually going to notice is concerned. But I would hope that little bit of weight might just be counterbalanced by the fact that it is so much more aerodynamic with the wind going under the truck. As you can see right there, hopefully it's completely flat, so the wind's going through. It's not hitting all those little bumps and stuff that were there before, getting under there with less resistance. If you look at any race car or even modern sports cars like the Corvette, the underneath of those things is completely flat just for that reason, just to make it as streamlined and as aerodynamic as possible. So I have not personally noticed any huge hit on my miles per gallon just from those skid plates. My miles per gallon are obviously taking a hit because it is lifted. I've got that armor with the bigger tires and other armor like the sliders, the rack, rear bumper, all that stuff. So all that definitely adds up to something you can notice. But I haven't really felt like my transmission's working a crazy amount more than what it was when I was stock. So I guess that's something to be happy about. Remember, it's all about miles per gallon. All right, everybody, that will do it for another Q&A video. As always, if you do have a question you'd like me to answer, sometimes in video format like I just did here, just go ahead and post it on any of my videos, and if it's a great question I think needs to be in a video, I'll go ahead and add it to the next one. If this is your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing, comment below, and if you have a question, give the video a like, and help me grow the channel by sharing it on your social media with your friends and family. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video.